For 67 years, AEC lorries dominated British roads. During World War I, AEC built more army lorries than any other British manufacturer. Over 10,000 Y-type trucks rolled off the lines. In World War II, they produced over 9,600 Matador artillery tractors, the Mammoth Major, the Mandator, the Mercury, the Matador. These lorries hauled freight across continents, towed guns through North African deserts, moved the coal, steel and cargo that built modern Britain. AEC wasn't just another truck maker, they were British engineering at its finest. Then on May 25th, 1979, the Southall factory closed. The last lorry left the production line. 67 years of manufacturing ended. Today, finding an AEC that still runs is nearly impossible. Parts don't exist anymore. Technical knowledge disappeared with the workers. The trucks are vanishing fast. So what killed Britain's greatest lorry maker? Why did AEC disappear? And why is restoring these trucks so brutally difficult today? This is the grim reality of AEC lorries today. The Golden Age. In 1912, the London General Omnibus Company split off its manufacturing division as Associated Equipment Company, AEC. The company started small. Their first factory sat in Black Horse Lane, Walthamstow. They built buses exclusively for London operations. Then 1914 changed everything. World War I broke out. Britain needed military vehicles immediately. The army required thousands of lorries. AEC had a crucial advantage, moving assembly lines based on American principles. Britain's first mass production facility for commercial vehicles. This wasn't common in 1914. AEC could produce vehicles faster than competitors. The War Office placed massive orders. AEC began producing Y-type lorries in 1916. 3-ton trucks designed for military use. Robust, simple to maintain, built to handle terrible roads and rough treatment. By the war's end, AEC had manufactured over 10,000 Y-type lorries, more than any other British maker. This achievement established AEC's reputation. The British military remembered, so did commercial operators. After the war, AEC transitioned to civilian production. They continued building both buses and lorries. Business expanded rapidly. The Walthamstow facility couldn't handle growth. In 1927, AEC relocated to a purpose-built factory in Southall, West London. Modern equipment, skilled workforce, proper space for expansion. The Southall plant would remain AEC's home for the next 52 years. A pivotal moment came in 1928. G.J. Rackham joined as chief engineer from Leyland Motors. Rackham brought rigorous engineering discipline. His ideas transformed AEC's approach to quality and reliability. Under his leadership, AEC products gained respect across the industry. In 1929, AEC introduced their brilliant naming system. All lorries began with M, Majestic, Mammoth, Mercury, Monarch, Mandator. All buses began with R, Regent, Regal, Reliance, Renown. Clear, logical, easy to remember. The mid-1930s brought diesel engines across the entire range. Better fuel economy and lower operating costs attracted operators. World War II demanded military production. AEC built the Matador, a 4x4 artillery tractor. Over 9,620 units were manufactured. They towed field guns and recovered vehicles across North Africa, Norway and France. Some Matadors mounted 6-pounder anti-tank guns, designated Deacons. These proved AEC's manufacturing flexibility. Post-war, AEC returned to civilian production stronger than before. The Mammoth Major Mark III appeared in 1948. The name wasn't marketing hype. These were genuinely mammoth vehicles. The 6-wheeler carried 15-ton loads. The 8-wheeler carried even more. AEC Mammoth Majors became the backbone of British freight transport. The Mandator name returned in 1949. Originally used for medium-duty models in the 1930s, it now designated AEC's heavy 4x2 tractors. The Mandator became especially popular as a tractor unit for long-distance haulage, reliable, powerful, economical to operate. The Mercury covered medium-weight operations. The Monarch handled different applications. AEC offered a vehicle for every weight category and use case. This comprehensive range made them a complete solution for operators. AEC Lorries earned worldwide respect through proven performance. Powerful engines delivered reliable output. Simple design meant easier maintenance. Serviceable even in remote locations. They operated successfully in brutal conditions. Export markets favoured AEC, Commonwealth countries especially, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. AEC Lorries handled heat, dust and rough conditions. In Portugal, AEC partnered with UTIC for local assembly. By 1975, AEC vehicles comprised 67.5% of Portugal's national bus fleet. The 1950s brought updated styling. In 1958, the Mammoth Major Mark V debuted at the Commercial Vehicle Show. Park Royal cabs, 11.3-litre engines, over 6,000 units built before 1964. AEC reached peak production, reputation and profitability. Then the decline began, the beginning of the end. By the early 1960s, the British truck market was changing rapidly. Foreign manufacturers began making serious inroads. Volvo introduced the F88 with superior cab comfort. Scania offered powerful engines and excellent build quality. DAF brought innovative technology like the turbocharged intercooled diesel. British manufacturers faced a choice: invest heavily in new development or consolidate for survival. In 1962, Leyland Motors acquired AEC. The merger looked logical on paper. Two major British lorry makers combining resources, economies of scale, stronger market position against Swedish and European imports, shared development costs. Reality proved different. Leyland immediately forced standardisation across all brands. The ergomatic cab, a Leyland design, replaced AEC's distinctive Park Royal cabs. The same cab appeared on AEC Lorries, Albion trucks and other Leyland brands. Cost savings drove the decision. Brand identity became secondary. AEC lost what made them recognisable. The distinctive styling operators associated with quality disappeared. AEC trucks now looked identical to lesser Leyland products, but losing visual identity was just the beginning. Leyland interfered with AEC engines. AEC's proven engines were reliable, but Leyland wanted Leyland engines in AEC vehicles. Then the V8 disaster occurred. AEC engineers started developing a V8 diesel in 1961. Target output, 250 horsepower minimum, potential for 350. British Leyland formed in 1968. Management discovered the incomplete V8 project. Despite only 300 hours of test running and identified problems, they ordered immediate production. The engine needed more development. British Leyland ignored them. The V8 entered production in 1968. Marketing promised revolutionary performance. Initially, drivers appreciated the power. Loaded mandators overtook cars on hills. Then catastrophic failures began. Engines failed spectacularly. Cylinder liners dropped. Crankshafts broke. Pistons destroyed engine blocks. Commercial Motor magazine collected a test mandator V8. The engine failed immediately after leaving the factory. Approximately 300 Mandator V8 were sold in Britain. Most were withdrawn by the early 1970s. The V8 disaster destroyed AEC's reliability reputation. Operators who trusted AEC for decades questioned everything. Fixing the V8 required complete redesign, longer crankshaft, improved bearing surfaces. British Leyland had neither. The company was losing money supporting failing car divisions: Austin, Morris, Triumph, Jaguar. Truck development received minimal investment. The Marathon launched in 1973, built from existing components due to funding constraints. Modified ergomatic cab, assembled mechanicals. Operators recognised it immediately. The Marathon used AEC engines but carried Leyland badges. By 1977, The AEC name disappeared from commercial vehicles. Southall continued building marathons until 1979. British Leyland closed the factory permanently. The last marathon departed. Workers left. Gates locked. 67 years finished. What killed AEC? Multiple factors destroyed AEC. The Leyland takeover eliminated autonomy. AEC had 50 years of successful manufacturing. Leyland management forced standardization. Corporate designs replaced proven products. Underinvestment starved development. British Leyland directed resources to failing car brands. Truck divisions received minimal funding. When Volvo and DAF launched modern vehicles, AEC couldn't compete. The V8 debacle shattered reputation. One rushed engine destroyed decades of trust. Government interference worsened everything. Nationalisation in 1975 turned British Leyland into a political entity. Ministers made decisions based on politics rather than business requirements. Quality control collapsed. Financial pressure forced cost-cutting, cheaper materials, rushed assembly. AEC lorries that previously lasted decades now failed regularly. The cab crisis destroyed competitiveness. Volvo's Globetrotter offered space. DAF's Space Cab provided comfort. AEC received the cramped Ergomatic. Drivers demanded foreign alternatives. Engine development lagged. Volvo developed turbocharged intercooled diesels. AEC continued with aging designs. When operators needed 300 plus horsepower, AEC couldn't deliver. By 1979, AEC was finished. The grim reality today, finding operational AECs. Today is extremely difficult. The numbers tell the story. Most were scrapped decades ago. Operators ran them until economic failure, then sold them for scrap value. No sentiment. Pure business. When a truck costs more to repair than replace, it goes to the crusher. The few survivors face severe challenges that make restoration nearly impossible for average enthusiasts. Parts simply don't exist anymore. Basic components like gaskets, seals and bearings are unavailable from any supplier. The original manufacturers stopped production 45 years ago. Remaining stock was sold off or discarded. Finding parts requires searching scrap yards across Britain, or custom manufacturing each component. Both options are expensive and time-consuming. Complex components present worse problems. Engine parts, gearbox internals, differential assemblies, brake components. These specialised items don't exist anywhere. When major components fail, the only solution is finding another AEC to cannibalise. The AEC Society, founded in 1983, preserves history and assists members with restorations. Without them, fewer AECs would survive. Annual gatherings occur at Newark Showground. Owners display restored vehicles, polished paint, gleaming chrome, but many use non-original engines. Gardner, Leyland, Cummins, whatever functions. Original AEC engines in working condition are extremely rare. Cabs contain modern components, updated wiring, modern instruments, retrofitted systems. Original parts are unavailable. Chassis receive modern steel reinforcement. Suspensions use modern springs. Brakes get upgraded for safety and reliability. These aren't original AEC lorries. They're tributes built from available components. Museum collections preserve some examples. The British Commercial Vehicle Museum displays several AECs. Static exhibits. Private collections exist among wealthy enthusiasts. Proper restoration requires significant funding. The preservation community is ageing. Owners are typically in their 60s, 70s or 80s. Young people show little interest. When current owners pass, vehicles face uncertain futures, sometimes sold to preservationists, often to scrapyards. Operational AECs hauling freight essentially don't exist. Perhaps one or two in heritage operations. Compare this to Volvo, Scania or DAF. 1970s trucks still operate daily. Parts remain available. Mechanics understand them. AEC received nothing. No parts network, no dealer support. no manufacturer backing. When Leyland closed Southall, they abandoned AEC completely. The contrast with Swedish and European makers is stark. Volvo maintains heritage parts programs. Scania assists restorers. DAF maintains archives. AEC was abandoned. Today there are scattered trucks, ageing owners, dwindling numbers, and uncertain futures. The Southall factory is gone, replaced by housing. Nothing marks 67 years of lorry manufacturing. The workers are gone. The skills vanished. The trucks are disappearing. AEC is history, the preventable kind, nearly extinct, nearly forgotten, and no rescue is coming.